Stool with Matt Nic.
So anyways, though, I started to realize, like, you tell yourself over and over again that if you have it, you're going to be able to, like, say, no, 6 beers is enough, and then just stop it. And I finally got it out of my head that that isn't going to happen, so, like, twice this week, I just went to town, and I bought a 4-pack. And that's all I had, and I knew that once I got home and I drank my 4-pack, I might want, like, I might be craving more beers, but I'm not going to go to town and get more beers after I already made that trip.
Right.
And it's nice to still get out of the house. So I'm like, yeah, maybe it seems like it makes more sense to not waste that gas and get everything in one trip. But actually, if I just, like, a night I want beer after I have a long day of work, if I drive to town, it gives me something to do. I can see some people, say, hey, maybe I meet somebody new, you know, get my 4-pack of beer, go home, you know, enjoy that, get to bed, instead of, like, loading. I don't know if I'm explaining this.
No, you are. And
you know,
this really is, like, an ultimate, like, to bring back our old segment, Smarter Alcoholic. Like, that's smart. Because, like you're getting just enough, and, you know, it's for you, it's a bit of a drive to go get more. So, like, you're just setting your limits to, I'll have this, and then when I'm out, and then I go to bed.
Exactly, yeah. And it is funny because, like, when they're not sitting there, I really don't have any problem. Like, I'm not chomping at the bit going, like, oh, I'm going to go drive and get another 6-pack. You know what I mean? Like, whereas when I lived in Random Lake, when the gas station was a mile down the road, I might have done that. You know, I might have just said, like, oh, I'll just go get some more. But yeah, so, like, the nice thing is even though I might have that, like, craving for a second, all it takes is me going, like, well, no, I'm out now, and I go grab a seltzer, I start to drink that, I eat a little food, and it's like I don't even think about it anymore, you know? So it's been a nice little, it's a nice little system, and it's like, it cost me $9 to go to town and get a 4-pack. That's like some people go to the bar every night afterwards. You know what I mean? And then $9 is a lot cheaper than that. So
right. I mean, you spend $9 in your first fucking 30 minutes at the bar.
Right, exactly. So no, I've been pretty happy about that system, and again, it not only limits the drinking, it gives me that, like, little bit of socialization just to go to town for a couple hours, you know, like a few times a week, rather than, again, like, I'm just going to be a hermit, I'm going to save, but it never works. It never fucking works.
Well, on that note, welcome to the Loose Stool, everybody. I'm Matt, sitting here talking to Nick, and I see you sipping on something over there, buddy. What you got?
Oh, it's been a while.
It's been a while!
With all the new listeners... It's been a while. With all the new listeners we've gained over the past several months, so they might not know that this used to be my my drink of choice. But I'm back drinking the Red Hook. I've got the green can. I've got the Long Hammer IPA. So these aren't quite so unhealthy. But on deck, I do have the Big Ballard 500 calorie can of a beer coming up next.
Like, it just astounds me that a 4-pack of that literally is like your daily caloric intake.
But it is. Oh, here was a cool thing though. So my GPS often picks me up in being in Washington, and Red Hook is made in Washington. And today I was like online, I was looking, I had to go to the store, and I went to the Fred Meyer website to see if they had something in stock. And they picked up my location, and they thought I was in Ballard, Washington. And I was like, I wonder if that must be the Ballard from the namesake Big Ballard IPA. That's got to be like what the place they're referring to. So maybe that's what inspired me to buy it today. But yeah, I thought that was kind of neat. I don't know, stupid, but that's how I am. What do you got? I like. Now I just saw the can. Obviously, the our audience doesn't see it, but now I got to ask, what are you having?
Well, I started the day right. Well, let me say this. Right now, I'm drinking Busch Light. However, I started today. I went down to see some friends that I do this occasionally. We go to the Mitchell Airfield Observation Area, and we just watch planes like land and take off. Which, if you've never done that, fucking do it. It's pretty cool. Like just sitting there, like right where the planes land and take off from. Like it's pretty neat. So this morning I got up and went down there, and just my buddy Chris is down there and just mixing Bloody Marys in the back of his van. And we're just like sitting there watching planes, come and go and drinking Bloody Marys. Great time. And
heck yeah.
Yeah, dude. So now I'm just back up here. We're recording this in like the, early to mid afternoon, and just been sitting around since I got back.
On Saturday, July 31st. Just give the whole breakdown. Yeah. We should do that, actually. We should always, like start out by saying the time and the date that we're recording. So then, people listening, they can transport themselves back in time to this moment.
It's currently 5:04 p.m. Yeah.
It's 2:04 p.m. Alaska Standard Time, or Alaska Daylight Time. I think it's Daylight Time now, right? It's not. Yeah.
Different systems, but yeah, it's I had a good time this morning doing.
Well, no, so you know how sometimes you look up the time, it says like EST or EDT. That depends on if it's daylight savings or if it's not.
Oh, I never thought of that actually.
So it's either standard time or daylight time, and I just don't. I think right now it's considered DT, not ST.
Okay.
Or STD.
ED. Well, I mean, like
EDSTD.
Well, okay. So, are you saying that the time difference, like daylight savings, causes both STDs and erectile dysfunction?
That is what I'm saying. 100%. Yep. That's you nailed you. You got what I was saying 100%. Well, actually, I did say that, so I can't really. But no, I had to bring. That was like, how you have your little nuggets of like things that you just want to drop in. Like that was my version of that right there. Like, whoa, by the way.
Well,
and I wasn't making fun of you. I'm just saying that was me doing a similar thing there. Oh, by the way, did you know this?
You're right. No, you do deserve the ability to do that, because I do it without even fucking thinking about it.
But what I want to say is I didn't do that because that was why I was doing it. I did it naturally and then realized like, no, that's the same shit that I rip on you for. And I just did it myself.
Yeah, I guess I'm rubbing off on you a little bit.
Apparently. Not really though, because I used to do that sort of shit all the time. And then I realized that it annoyed the hell out of people, and I stopped doing it. I'm not even kidding you.
It's funny because like I shouldn't say never, but I know that it annoys people, but I just like at the same time I don't realize that I do it as often as I do. So it's like I still fucking do it all the fucking time. But
so the only reason I gotta say, the only reason I called you out on it is because it's something I recognized from myself years ago, But yeah, you are like bringing it back out in me.
But so on, keeping with the topic of going down to Milwaukee today.
Right. Sorry to cut you
off. No, that's fine. That's fine. So actually, I went to see friends initially, but. I have a little bit of an announcement to make. I have a...
Is it a boy or a girl?
What? Well, that's yet to be determined. But I actually have a cassette coming out of my music, which is pretty exciting.
Oh,
And telling it here first. And today, the other half of the reason I went to Milwaukee was to do a photo shoot for the cover art. And
very nice.
I actually did that at UWM, which was like I made the joke when I went there with my buddy. Like, this is my first time going to college. But yeah, so we did that. We found he had a room in mind that it was like a room specifically for taking pictures of art that they make in he works in like the sculpture sort of department where they make all sorts of crazy shit.
That was gonna be my question. So the dude is affiliated. He's actually like an art student or teacher.
He is like a supervisor in the sculptural department. So he like basically makes sure that freshmen don't cut their hands off on the bandsaw. So we went down there and they had this room specifically for taking pictures with like all white walls and stuff. And it was pretty neat. No one was around because it's
so when he writes down on his job description, like it was like, what do you do for a living? I make sure freshmen don't cut their hands off on a bandsaw.
I mean, pretty much.
Is that?
I mean, he's also working towards his own degree, but he is also technically staff. So yeah, he took me down there and did some photos, and I'm not going to give away what the cover is supposed to be emulating quite yet, but ultimately, keep an eye out. Like, I'll definitely.
Well,
I'll announce when it's available.
And one final question: do you plan on releasing this on a format that people can actually listen to?
Nope. It's purely cassette, baby. Yeah. So dig out an old radio from your dad's basement and then buy my record, tape, and then you can listen to it.
So, like, it's going to cost people, like, $100+ to figure out how to listen, like, because if they don't have, like, maybe their dad has a cassette player, maybe he has one, but if not, like, it's not only, so it's like, you make the greatest video game on earth, right? But you can only play it on a computer that you invented yourself. You know what I mean? Like, and then it's like, you're not really, I feel like you're not really trying to sell your music. What you're trying to do is sell cassette players. Like, that's what's going on.
I mean, yeah, my next release, I plan to release only, exclusively on Sega Genesis.
Or on a foil disc, like Edison's first record, you have to like crank it.
My next record will be on wax cylinder.
Well, I said the foil thing because when I was a kid, I had this interesting like pop-up science book, and it had all these like mini experiments in it, and like one of them, and it was actually really cool. So there was like it actually wasn't foil. It was like an actual little wax record. And there was a, like foil megaphone that came out of it. And then just like a little tiny pin. So like you opened up the book, right? And it looked like one of those megaphone, like record players from back in the day. And it had the little disc, and you would spin it with your finger, and it had the original recording, the first recording ever that Edison did of Mary Had a Little Lamb.
That's pretty neat.
And you would just spin the record with your finger, and you could hear it like coming through this little like. It was super cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. I mean, like to be real, like I know, like this is feeding into your point of people having to actually purchase a means to listen to this, but Walmart still sells cassette recorders for like $20. Just get one. And like this, honestly, cassette means a little bit to me because for the entirety of my, I don't want to say music career. Like if I'm going to say career,